With a franchise like D4DJ, there's a lot of characters, and Donuts has to do a lot of work to make each one of them likable in a different way, and I'm here to appreciate that effort and explore those ways. First, we have the Rinky Dink, Aimoto Rinku. God, that feels weird coming out of my mouth. What makes her so likable is her sheer positivity. Like, I have no doubt that you could hand her Pandora's box, and if she opened it, the bad stuff would stay inside. She's just got this reality-bending optimism and innocence about her that makes her fun to watch. Many characters have complex and compelling inner struggles or paradoxical beliefs to the environment they find themselves in, and that makes us curious about them. But Rinku's appeal is a charisma that's relatively simple, but really hard to match. It is my honest opinion that a complex character is easier to make interesting than a simple one. If they have all these inner struggles and conflicts, the audience is already partially invested in what they're going to do with that character going forward. Are they going to resolve this issue? Are they going to make it worse? How is it going to factor into the upcoming story beats, etc.? But with a character as simple as happy girl who likes to eat, it's honestly amazing how they manage to keep her interesting by letting her influence the characters around her in new and positive ways. Of course, D4DJ is especially equipped to handle a character like Rinku because when the character themselves is simple, you make them more interesting by bouncing them off of other characters, looking outwards instead of inwards, and D4DJ has no shortage of characters to throw the Rinky at. Okay, next up is Maho. I'm gonna be honest, most of why I liked Maho is her interactions with Rinku. Not saying that she can't stand as a character in her own right, of course, but she definitely is very connected to the other members of Happy Around, which is why I nicknamed her Tired Father of Three in the first place. It's just sort of what happens when you get the straight man role. Other people get to have their wacky hijinks, and it's Maho who's in charge of keeping the group down to earth and telling them to stop screwing around. And that role makes her pretty funny as the only Happy Around member with more than 6.5 brain cells. Mooney. She's kind of like the perfect puzzle piece, at first glance at least. You have Mooney, who super loves being the center of attention? Great, because we have Rinku, who can give her all the affection in the world. You have Mooney, who is always sensitive to the opinions of others? Great, because we have Noah, who will not stop telling her how cute she is. Her interactions are hilarious due to the contrast of her always wanting attention and her also getting embarrassed when she gets too much attention from one of the blonde girls. Ray, my baby, the baby. She's just so adorable. Her fixation on instant food, her quick acceptance to join Happy Around, her airheadedness in proposing to Asora. Man, she's just so cute. She's hiding some angst under the surface, but she's relatively simple as a character, and moments where she's smiling because she's just happy to be part of the group, or trying her best despite not having full confidence, they just melt my heart. And yes, my favorite Happy Around song is Brand New World. How did you know? Honestly, Ray and Rinku alone almost convinced me to be a Happy Around simp instead of Photon, and that's insane to me. Moving on to Peaky, we have Kyoko. My first impression of Kyoko was that she's pretty cool in the first mix opening. First mix itself establishes her to be just as cool as my impression would have me believe. Skilled, of course, but not overconfident. Everything she says could and would be backed up by either experience or raw talent. And this is the perfect setup for her Gap Moe as one of the biggest airheads in the main 6 units. Like I said in my squishability tier list, she's got a very cute side to her, which is a stark contrast to when she does stuff like helping Happy Around in D4 Fest. Oh, and Hamburger. Shinobu. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't like Shinobu when I first got into D4DJ. And, well, it's got nothing to do with her character. I started during the Gochiusa collaboration, and I really wanted the collab cards, but the game kept giving me Shinobu. On my account, to this day, Shinobu is the character I have the most 4 stars of, despite me never rolling on a single banner for her. I barely play the game, so the few diamonds I do farm go to Photon banners. But nope! My highest count of 4 stars is still Shinobu! Anyways, story time is over. As for why I like this character, I think she's got the same straight man energy as Maho, although Peaky members don't get nearly as carried away as Happy Around does in my opinion. She's also got that gap moe between Kyoko's small pet and competent DJ. Asora. I could just say SRN and be done with it. I do have, 21 more characters to get through? But there is more to Asora than her right hand. She is one of many obscenely rich girls in D4DJ, but Asora feels like the only one who's aware of it. She comes up with wacky things like, let's just build a club, or let's just buy the whole damn hotel, etc. And while Lyrical Lily may be rich girls, Asora is aware of just how to use that. She's got the street smarts that none of the other rich girls do, barring Shinobu, who doesn't really acknowledge the fact that she's one of them all that often. And on top of that, being rich isn't her only personality trait. She's also got a wife named Ray. Anyways, she's also got a combination of constant positivity like Rinku and a knack for the show business like Mooney does, but much more toned down, of course. Yuka. She's goofy. I like that. She's silly, but she's not obnoxious. She's capable of lighthearted fun, but she can also take things seriously. Of course, there's her relation with the muscle group and all that, not to mention her abs, but she's also a pretty funny Kyoshino hype man duo with Asora. I guess what I appreciate is how Bushiro took care to balance her dominant trait, that being exercise, with the rest of her personality. AKA they actually gave her a personality outside of that trait. Noah. Anyways, that and sushi tempura. Oh god, looking at the recording for this, I might have to split this into parts. Photon alone is gonna add so much time. Well, I'll see you in part 2 for Photon and Mermaid next time.